So here we go on the choo 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 train game. Alright, so here we are. So I'm MrRAYtheteacher. There's my social media. Don't forget to click subscribe. Also click that bell icon if you want some notifications when I put new stuff up, because I do put up new videos regularly. And also don't forget to spread the word and comment below if you have any questions. So here we go. The subject is math, the topic is number games, and the concept is, well, here's an interesting video, so check this one out and see if you can work how it's done. But here you go, a little bit noisy. Pretty awesome. The train game, that's another game, a little bit separate and inconsequential to what I'm talking about though. And all the material you see here is taken by me. So yep, I've avoided copyright issues there. Let's move on. So the train game is basically a maths mentals game you can play on the train. There you go, for you British people, Aussies, they're maths for you, or math for those who are abroad that speak other versions of English. So you can play on the train or public transport, anywhere where you come across random 4-digit numbers. I call it the train game. I didn't make it up, but it's popular here in Sydney, Australia. There you go, that's the train caught. And it's also got a Chinese version too. So again, for those of you, here's another game though. Try and work out how they do this thing here. So I'll just put it on the thing. Work out how that thing happens in the background. Leave your comments below. So again, the train game. Pretty cool. So here are the rules. The rules are simple. Look at the 4 digits of the carriage identification number. If you really haven't been able to work it out, I'll split the laser over here. There you go. Oh, if you can't work it out, it's 5219 in this case. Using those digits, so using the Australian or the Sydney rules, you are to use the operations, so these operations of BODMAS, to make up the number 10. And in Shanghai, you're to use these operations to make up the number 20. So now looking at the rules, to make up that number, you can use the basic operations. So they're BODMAS. So as you can see here, it's the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So you can use those. And of course, there's the brackets if you really need to. So just again, reminding you, there's addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. That's repetition to drill it in. And you can only use the numbers once. You cannot duplicate the numbers. All numbers have to be used. You can't just leave them out. So like, oh, well, we've hit 10 or we've hit 24. That's it. All over and over. Even though we've got that number left over. If that's the case, no. You have to keep going. Or no, you haven't found the solution. You can reorder the numbers. So you can shuffle them around. So as long as your final answer is 10. If you're following Australian rules or Sydney rules, or 24 if you're following the Chinese rules, the rules they play in Shanghai or Beijing or any other city where they play it, or wherever else, if there's 24 as the number, then there you go. And you have to have no remainder, and if that's the case, then you're sweet. And for an extra challenge, or to make things easier, you can use square root or cubed, etc. Though, to square a number, you will need a 2. And conversely, to do the inverse operation of square root, so square root, that is, inverse operation of a square, you will need a 2. So that's despite the shorthand conventions. That's my favorite guy on the train I was riding in India. He's Mr. Chai guy. And same for cubing, you will need a 3. And similarly, if you want to use a cube root, you will also need a 3. So here are some examples with working out. We'll use the Sydney rules. So here we've got a couple of numbers, and if you really can't see it, here's one, train's one, and there was a train next to it on the platform stop there, and there's another one. So here's the Sydney rules. Let's start off with the first one on the left, 5, 3, 4, 4. So we've got 4 divided by 4 equals 1. So there's one 4 that we've used up, so I'll cross it out there. There's another 4 we've used up, so I'll cross it out there. Now, what about now? 3 minus 1. So I'll take the 3 from the original digits, so I'll cross it out there. And we have the result of the 1 from the operation we just did. So we'll cross that one out there. 3 minus 1, or 3 negatively impacted by 1, equals 2. Get rid of those numbers there because we're not using them anymore. Now let's bring it down another step. Take the 5 from the top, because of my original 5, 3, 4, 4 number. Cross it out on the top. And we'll take the 2 from the last operation and just get rid of those numbers there because we've used them. We've expended those numbers. 5 times 2 equals 10. Bada bing, bada boo. We've got our answer. We have our answer. And then again for 1, 5, 7, 3, just keep it short and simple. You've got 1 plus 5 equals 6. So cross those numbers out. And if you really don't get it, here's something to help you. There you go. That's where those numbers are coming from. 7 minus 3 equals 4. Yeah, I won't use the laser this time. Hopefully you've been able to get it by now. And then we've got those 2 numbers remaining, 6 and a 4. So let's get rid of them. And let's add them together. And that gives us our final answer of 10. And here is another example with working out. We'll use both rules this time. There's the identification number of the train, 5219. Using the Sydney rules, we've got 1 to the power of 9. Now, some people say that using the powers or the square roots, cube roots, etc. is cheating. Well, if you want to make it harder, we can do it without that. It is still possible if you really try. Perhaps I'll work that out later. But anyway, 1 to the power of 9 equals 1. And then cross those numbers out there. 5 times 2 equals 10. So cross out those numbers. And let's just see those numbers there. Carry them down. 1 times 10 equals 10. Let me just quickly do a mathematical exercise. Let's see if it's possible to do it. So, 5, 2, 1. If you can work it out, I don't think it's impossible. Get back to me in the corner on the comments. I don't think it's 7. 7. I don't know. It's probably possible. Anyway, using the Chinese rules, 5219 to get to number 24. 9 minus 1 equals 8. Then you've got 5 minus 2 equals 3. And now, so we're crossing out those numbers at the top. And now we've got our 8 and 3 that we still have to use up. Now, I know that those 8 and 3 are not in the original identification number, but the number hasn't been expended yet. Hasn't been used up yet. So that's why we've still got them in play. 8 times 3 equals 24. Oh, I got a message. Must be popular. And here's some miscellaneous notes and hints. Sometimes it might be impossible to find a solution. Other times there might be multiple solutions. It's pretty much done if you can reduce it to 6 and 4 or 8, 3, and 1. For example, there you go, 6 and 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 6 plus 4 is 10. And yeah, you can use the word is instead of equals for those of you who are learning English as a new language. You got 8, 3, and 1. The product of 8 and 3 is 24. The product of 24 and 1 is 24. It stays there. That's the Chinese rules. And for the Sydney rules, 8 plus 3 equals 11. Now let's use up that 11. Bring it down to the next row. 11 minus 1 equals 10. Most importantly, if you're playing with friends or classmates or randoms or whatever, fastest person wins. And you can also play double challenge where you try to find a solution for both. So let's wrap this up. This is the train game. If somebody asks you what did you learn today, please don't waste the taxpayer money. I've put the answer here for you. You've learned the train game, which is a game to test your BODMAS skills. BODMAS stands for brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. And basically, in short, it's using the random 4 digits in trains and these operations to see if you can make the number 10 and or 24. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out my other videos if you liked it. Also spread the word, tell your classmates, friends, and colleagues if this video was helpful for you. Check out my Patreon and feel free to support me if you like this video and if it helped you out, because helping me helps you. Also watching the ads helps too, so thanks if you do that. And also, yeah, special thanks to chat to the following. So Kenta, my 40th subscriber. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's a really good teacher, and he's teaching up north, if I take it, in one of the smarter selective schools. Lisa for teaching me the Chinese version. So Ami for showing me around Beijing. Rainer Reindeer and Chai Guy for showing me around India. It was a really cooked time. And Erica for bringing to my attention that the numbers can be reordered. All right, we'll leave it at that. Catch you on the flip side, guys. Study hard for a bright future. Leave you to it. Bye now.